In self-improvement, we have many default pieces of advice and practices that we give to people who are just starting on their journeys, and there is a very good reason for this. These pieces of advice are things such as meditation, journaling, exercise, and practicing your social skills. Now, all of these are fantastic recommendations, but I want to take it a level back and talk about something that I think is a meta skill. This term was first coined by Hamza, and what meta means is most effective tactic available. Now, a meta skill in this case is something that improves all other skills. Now, meditation is a meta skill because it improves mental health, it lowers anxiety, it increases mental performance, and all of these benefits are going to help you in the rest of your life. Less anxiety will make you a better partner. Better focus will make you better at work, which will help you accelerate your career, and so on. Meditation is a meta skill. Good sleep is also a meta skill. Good sleep basically makes everything good better, and bad sleep makes everything bad worse. So sleep and meditation are an example of a meta skill. Journaling I would also include in there. Now, a meta skill that we have missed out on, unfortunately, is how to escape addictions. Now, escaping addictions is a meta skill for the following reasons. First of all, if you're addicted to something, it works similar to bad sleep. It makes everything worse. Absolutely everything worse. The quality of your relationships will degrade. The quality of your work output will degrade. Your mental health will degrade. In many cases, your physical health will also be on the decline when you're addicted to something. Now, being able to escape an addiction is a net positive for everything in your life. This is the reason it's a meta skill, because once you aren't addicted to something, there are so many fundamentals within self-improvement that become automatic as soon as you have zero addictions. Things such as spending time being bored. Now, the reason that's so important in self-improvement is because so much of figuring out your purpose, so much of your mental well-being and things like that come from being bored, or a more accurate way of saying it, self-reflection. When your attention is internal rather than external, because there's nothing going on externally, a lot of people call it boredom, but what it actually is self-reflection. Your attention is going inward, and that is extremely valuable. So, now that we've established that escaping addictions is a meta skill, why do people not teach it better? The reason is because we have been brainwashed. Now, if that's hard to believe, that's okay. I just want you to consider the possibility that I might be right, not that I necessarily am right. You don't have to agree with me right now, but just listen to what I'm about to say with an open mind and give it a genuine chance. I've suffered from 3 addictions in my personal life: video games, pornography, and social media. Social media in the form of YouTube, video games in the form of hundreds of different video games, and I'm not going to explain the third one. So far, I have escaped successfully from 2 of the 3 addictions. I am no longer a gamer, which means that I'm no longer addicted to playing video games, and so I don't anymore, and I no longer watch pornography. And while I've escaped 2 out of 3, I've noticed that the amount of time that I spend watching YouTube videos, being on my cell phone, has consistently caused me trouble in every area of my life still. I'm slowly working on disassembling the beliefs and the brainwashing that has led me to continue to stay trapped by my cell phone. And through doing this, I've noticed that on days where intellectually I've held what I believe to be the logical positions on my addiction, I have had fantastic days. I've had days where I've felt zero pull to go towards my phone for a couple of hours just for it to slink back and for the subconscious and emotional aspects of my belief system to return to some kind of baseline. Now, this baseline has been created by brainwashing, and it has been created by bombarding us with essentially propaganda. We have been led to believe that addictive substances offer some sort of comfort, pleasure, or enjoyment. Now, they do none of these. In fact, they are the exact opposite of comfort, satisfaction, and enjoyment. That's the reason that they feel so terrible, despite the fact that we feel like we can't stop. The absolute best thing that you can do to find true freedom from whatever addiction you're busy facing is to pick up a book made by a man named Allen Carr. He is a fantastic author, and he is the founder of what is now known as the Easy Peasy method for escaping addictions. Search his name and find the book that applies to the addiction or addictions that you are currently facing, and then follow the practical steps that I'm going to give you at the end of the video. Addiction is made up of two things. There is a physical brain chemistry side, and there is an entirely mental and belief side. They are known as the little monster and the big monster. The little monster is almost imperceptible in all situations. That's how many people have not even realized that they're addicted to something until they try to stop. Now, people think that chemical withdrawal is the horrible trauma that they face when they try to pull themselves away from their addiction using willpower. The horrible feeling that you get does not come from chemical withdrawal, it comes from the mental side of it. This is known as the big monster. It is the conflict of wills that is present that creates the suffering you have experienced if you have tried to use willpower to escape an addictive behavior. The real way to escape an addictive behavior is to get rid of the desire in the first place. The way that you do this is by reversing the brainwashing that you have been subjected to. There are two ways to change the way that you think about things. There is what I like to call the brute force method, which is to simply listen to the contrarian information over and over again until it slowly sinks in and uproots the incorrect or false belief that you currently hold. And then there is what I like to call the questioning method, which is a form of journaling where you simply allow yourself to address your own doubts about the things that you're being told. By doing this, you basically give your mind a question and you allow your subconscious to spit out an answer at some point. You basically allow yourself to acknowledge a doubt that you have, write it down, and then give your mind space to actually think on it. And when you do this, the incorrect information will actually be weeded out automatically by your subconscious over time. I recommend that you do both of these methods at the same time. So all you need to do is simply pick up the Allen Carr book that corresponds with whatever specific issue you are facing. He has so many books, I think it's almost impossible for your specific issue to not be addressed by his work. He has books on marijuana, smoking, alcohol, debt, everything that you can basically possibly think of. So find the corresponding Allen Carr book or books and buy them. I know that people get quite frustrated when the recommendation is to buy a book or to do something like that because it is a barrier to entry. But the thing I want you to understand is that it is a worthy investment to make. And if you're worried about your parents not wanting to buy you the book, if you still live at home, one thing that you can talk to them about is your actual struggle with the thing that you're dealing with. You can say, "Hey mom, I spend too much time on my phone and it doesn't make me feel very good. I try to stop, and despite this, I really struggle. There is this book that I've heard of that I think will help me with this problem. Can you please buy it for me?" If you present it in this way, rather than demanding something from your parents, they'll be a lot more likely to comply with your request. So, buy the corresponding Allen Carr book and slowly weed out the incorrect beliefs that you hold that lead you to think that there is something for you within your addictive behavior or substance. Once you've done this, you will have what is known as the moment of revelation, which is where you suddenly and spontaneously realize that you no longer have any desire to do the addictive, that you no longer have any desire for your addictive behavior or substance. The way that you get to this moment of revelation is first of all by listening to all of the instructions in the book. People don't do this. You have to be really disciplined about this, and not because it's difficult. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that this is difficult. I'm just saying that you literally just have to listen to the book. The problem that people have is that they'll listen to this information, and because it's contrary to a lot of what you currently believe, people disregard certain recommendations. By doing this, you are dooming yourself to fail. Do not disregard any single instruction or recommendation made by the book. Be as accurate as you possibly can when listening to the instructions inside of the book, and that will lead you to success. The second thing is that people simply do not repeat the book enough. Because the book is so contrary to the popular sentiment of society when it comes to addiction and many different things relating to addiction, people sometimes get put off, or they will listen to the book, think that it's crazy, and then not finish it. Although some things in the book might be hard to understand at first, give it time. Give your brain space and allow yourself to address your own doubts. By doing this, you will set yourself up to succeed. And I can wholeheartedly tell you, it's easy. The most difficult thing to do is simply to find the time to actually listen to the book in audio version as much as I possibly can. The most difficult thing to do is actually just to find the time to simply get enough repetition in that it can start making a real difference. And so that's it. That's all you need to do. I've escaped 2 out of my 3 addictions by doing this, and the only time that I've ever relapsed or had any problems with the ones that I have escaped is when I have simply forgotten the entirety of what the book has said. Then I will go back, listen to the book even a little bit through, be reminded of the crucial information I'd forgotten, and then I'm free once again. So I beg you follow the advice in this video and in the Allen Carr book that you are going to listen to now, because it really can change your life. Putting active effort into curing your addictions will put you so far ahead of 99% of people on self-improvement who are focusing on other things. So with all of that said, good luck, skank bastards. I'll check you next time.